to stage. Am I there? Am I there? Am I there? Can you see me? Am I really there? I don't know. Is this a private conversation with myself? Could be. Can you hear that in the background? I'm not doing anything weird under the table. I've got this massage machine because I'm talking about self-care. I don't know. Am I on? I don't know. Am I live? Oh, no. I can see myself live. I can see myself. I'm live. Hello. Hello. Hey, Paul, Craig. How you going, mate? Good day, guys. So, can you hear that noise? I kind of thought it'd be funny to start with a weird sound coming from under the table. This is adult timing, right? Adult time show right now. Can you hear the noise? Can you hear me? Am I really there? Okay, let me know if you can hear me, first of all. And can you hear the weird machine? Otherwise, I'm just going to enjoy this for a little bit. So I've got a massage machine, right? And I'll turn it off because I just wanted to be funny and, make you think I was doing something funny under the table. All good. What's up? Oh, okay. Let me just take that off. So, okay, hold on. Let's disconnect. All right. So, guys, I wanted to talk about mental health because I'm doing this training for this walk on Friday, and I'm walking 30 kilometers or 18 miles or 19 miles, I don't know, one or the other, for mental health and mental health awareness. And, I always talk about in my walks that, mental health is important for all of us because in our lives, in our lifetimes, it might not affect us, but it might affect our friends, family, loved ones. I talk about my friend Esther, who was affected by mental health, and her mental health, caused her not to be here today, and that has caused people around her mental health, and it affected me. I wouldn't say that I had a mental health from it, but it definitely affected me enough that I do all these walks, and you've seen me. I've been walking left, right, and center, doing all these lives, and look. Craig, Paul, you've been holding my hand away along the walk, not literally, but you've been there with me, and yeah, I've been doing the lives, and look, physically, probably no issues. Probably has been overkill doing these walks because, considering some people in the group aren't even going to exercise and just going to wing it on the day. So, I'm pretty fit in general. I'm pretty fit in general. So, I know I can do it. I've done it before. But I just thought if I train, I'm going to not hurt so much on the day. So anyway, that I've been doing mornings and afternoons, and I've really been enjoying it. Look, I think walking on the beach next to the ocean is amazing. You can't disagree that it's just, really good for the soul. And, I'm taking you on the lives with me. I'm like, walking along, having a chat. And, you guys have got something out of it, I think. But I noticed on Friday, I did a really long live on Friday morning. And look, I got on that live, you guys all, G'd me up because I actually got 500 subscribers while I was doing that live, which was pretty exciting, right? And I probably was a little bit like, I didn't really take it in that much, though you guys were all egging me on to do a happy dance, which obviously, if I have to, I have to do a happy dance. Oh, no, why not? So I did. But I don't think I really took it in because, first of all, in the morning, I haven't been having breakfast. I just go walking. And that walk went for like 2.5 hours. So I don't normally do that much walking in the morning because I've got to go to work. So that morning I was probably starving. And, the night before I'd been walking. I also saw the full moon, and that was lovely and amazing. But I've been doing lots of walking, and I don't think I've actually looked after myself really well. So it's really interesting because, here I am talking about mental health and looking after ourselves, meditation, and I haven't actually been looking after myself, guys. Like, huge golden rule was when you're walking lots is you got to have electrolytes. I've just been drinking water, probably not even enough water. And I haven't been putting electrolytes in my water because if you just drink lots of water and then you're sweating, and it's winter, so I didn't think I'd be sweating that much, but I probably am. You're losing all the minerals. So, my body's being depleted. So here I am walking, talking, motor mouth I am, but my body's probably like going, what the hell are you doing? So I did notice, I think it was, Friday night after I did another long walk in the afternoon. I think I did another 2.5 hours that afternoon too. I realized I'd actually done 19.5 Ks. My walk is 30 Ks, right? So here I did the 19.5 Ks, which again is fine. But again, I didn't have electrolytes. I wasn't putting minerals back in my body or sea salts. And I wasn't eating before the walks, and I wasn't eating any snacks. And technically, if you walk for an hour, you don't really need snacks, right? And if you don't really need, I guess, possibly, to have electrolytes. But when you're walking every day consistently, your body's getting more and more depleted. So I kind of realized on Friday night, I kind of hit a wall and went, man, I'm buggered. And I went to bed at 8:30 and, woke up the next morning. I was a little bit tired, but I thought, you know what? I'm okay. I feel good. But today I want to walk 15 kilometers. So I'm a little pig-headed, right? I'm a bit stubborn. I don't know if you've noticed that. But so here I am thinking, okay, I'm going to rest in the morning. I'm going to jam out 15 kilometers. No problems. And, you saw me walking. I think Paul, Craig, you were on the live, and then it cut out. If it didn't cut out, I would have done, the whole thing all in one go, but I did 2 lives. And look, I don't think I struggled with a walk, but again, I had realized that I needed some electrolytes. So I was using electrolytes, and I did have a muesli bar with me. So I was having snacks. I think I walked for like 4 hours. So yeah, so that's a good solid time altogether. I mean, I went to like 1 or 2 pee stops, I can't remember. But yeah, but I think, and then after that afternoon, I got home and I went, I probably didn't need to push myself to do the 15 kilometers. Like, I did 19.5 the day before. Like, who am I proving this to? Like, I don't need to prove it to you guys. I can walk. Don't need to prove it myself. I just did it the day before. So I just think, sometimes we're our own worst enemy. And so consequently, right, that night, Saturday night I'm talking about, I started feeling like not my normal chirpy self. I mean, of course, I'm tired. I've walked 15 kilometers. I thought I was a bit more hydrated and I had more snacks. But I had this really weird feeling in myself. Now, I've had this feeling before. Now, I haven't talked about this before in my chats, and because I wouldn't say I suffer anxiety, but I've suffered anxiety at times. And that feeling, I was very familiar. That kind of like, I don't feel right, something like my heart was a little bit, beating a little harder. And I didn't feel great. And I was like, this is not normal for me. Exercise normally gives me a buzz. Even if I'm really tired, I just go to sleep. It's fine. So I said to Diego, I said, I don't feel good. I had a bath, a hot bath. I put Epsom salts in the bath. I had cups of tea. I didn't have any alcohol. I had a nice meal. I was relaxed. Had to use the massage gun on my legs kind of thing. And I went to bed about 9:30, and I said to Diego, I said, let's do a meditation. So I did one of my friends' meditations, meditation motivation with Marie. I did a 10-minute one for sleep. So Diego went straight to sleep. And I think I did go to sleep actually. But then when you do YouTube videos, watch them, then the ads come on. So then I woke up. I was like, oh, okay. And then I'm wide awake. So anyway, to backtrack a little bit, in my previous life, maybe about 6 years ago, I was a little bit overweight. I wasn't looking after myself. I got high blood pressure. So I was controlled with 2 blood pressure tablets. Wasn't proud of that, but, if we do got to do what we got to do so we don't have a stroke or a heart attack or something, right? Look after ourselves. I'd been on a holiday. I went hiking on Kagari. I went, so Fraser Island, formerly known as Fraser Island, now Kagari. I did a 3 or 4 day big long walk. Now, body was fine, excellent. But when I came back to Kingfisher Resort, I found out because the reception came back, because we had no reception for like a couple of days, which is awesome. But I found out that one of my really good friends had died. And it was a bit of a shock. He was only like 46. And I was just like, whoa, like, what the hell? He had a fat loss surgery. I didn't even know he was having that. I mean, he was overweight, but I didn't know he was having it. And then he got sepsis and he died. So getting that text message when I first got back to reception just blew my mind. I couldn't comprehend it. But anyway, I was it was the end of my holiday. I drove home. When I got home that afternoon, I was home by myself. I was sitting on the toilet. I know it's too much information, but, just doing another one, the office kind of thing, just chilling. And I just felt really weird. And that was my first experience with anxiety. I had a bit of a panic attack. I had no idea what was going on, but I didn't feel good. I rang my partner, Diego. I said, hey, where are you? How far, how long are you going to be? And he goes, oh, I'm about 5 minutes away. He goes, what's up? And I said, I don't feel good. And he goes, maybe just dehydrated from all the walking you did. He goes, I'll get you a Gatorade or something, and I said, or Pepsi or something. I said, okay, yeah, just bring both home, okay? So he got home. I sculled probably both drinks. Still felt like shit. I was like, again, I've no experience with panic attacks or anxiety. I've never, lived that experience before. And, people talk about it. I even work in the industry of, helping people with anxiety and depression and to get jobs. That was my role. So, I understand it from the other side, but to actually experience myself, it was like, really different. So anyway, I'm kind of digressing, but it'll make sense. So I ended up actually taking myself to the hospital. I think it was a Sunday night or something. And I was like, you know what? I don't feel good. I'm going to go to, because remember, I'm taking blood pressure tablets. So I'm kind of like thinking to myself, I'm going to have a heart attack. Like, what the fuck, Again, I've never experienced this, but I just had all the, the everything. So I went to the hospital, and they said, look, your blood pressure is a little bit high, but we think, the shock of hearing your friend has passed away is probably giving you this. I think you're actually having a panic attack, love. Like, I think you just need to go home and chill, chill the hell down. You've done all this walking, your body is, like this, and then you went like this. So you're having a panic attack. So just chill. So anyway, went home, it's fine. And they said, look, you could take these extra tablets, but I didn't need them. So didn't have any more issues from that. Probably another year later, another of my friends had a heart attack, and I had the same feelings again. So it's probably like a phantom kind of thing. So not to be a drama queen, but yeah, I am a little drama queen, okay, right? So anyway, fast forward a couple more years, I've got myself all fit and healthy. I'm off all the tablets. I'm healthy. So life is good. I'm doing lots of hiking and walking. And yeah, I present myself, with this challenge of doing this 30K walk. I'm fit. I'm walking. Probably just didn't look after myself really well. And then, got to Saturday night, and I've just got this kind of, the same feelings again of anxiety. And it took me quite a few hours to get to sleep, that thing going through your head, like, am I okay? What's going on with me? Like, why can't you sleep? What are you doing? Like, maybe you overdid it. So everything going through my days, So anyway, I had a sleep, and I woke up this morning feeling great. But I just thought it's really, it's interesting. Here I am talking about mental health and looking after ourselves. I talked in my, my walks about, self-care, and, that's why we should, meditate or go for walks. Paul, you love going for walks, and I'm sure you do it because it makes you feel good, and you want to see nature, and it just gives you all that endorphins. And Craig, I know you like watching movies, so that makes you all happy. So, we all have our things that it's, it doesn't have to be meditation. It could be, watching movies or getting your nails done. So I don't know. I just thought it was really interesting to share that. And, I know there's not a lot of people on the live at the moment. I might be, just talking to, you guys, which is fine. But, I just thought it was really important to talk about it because, I probably didn't do myself any favors this week by not looking after myself, by potentially overtraining, not good. And look, that's the end of my big training now anyway, because, my walk is on Friday. The day before, I wouldn't be walking anyway. I'd just be kind of light exercising. I'll probably go for a walk tomorrow morning and Tuesday. By Wednesday, I'm going to start tapering off. So yeah, I just thought I wanted to share that. And today I had an amazing day of just self-care, like just looking after me. I wasn't planning to walk anyway today. Today's my kind of my religious day where, I'm, it's Sunday. You don't work on Sundays. So, um, so that was nice. So basically, I just did all the things to look after myself, or get myself organized for the week ahead. Washing my clothes, getting my, my salads ready for the week, getting my clothes ready for the week. I even got my exercise clothes in front of the bathroom for tomorrow morning when I go for a walk. So, sometimes we just have to, step back, or maybe we need those little kind of anxiety attacks to come and go, hey, what's wrong? What have you done? You need to check yourself. So anyway, I got checked, put it that way. I got checked. I checked myself and today was great. Now, if that happened to me on Friday, would have I actually went walking the next day? I don't know. I don't know. So today, just say for example, if today was Monday, I don't think I would have went walking. I would have went, you know what, I'm gonna have the day off. Yeah, oh no, definitely. Yeah, Paul. Yeah, definitely. And look, tomorrow morning, I'm probably only going to have a little light walk. And I'm not going to do twice. I'm not going to do any more twice a day. I think I just need to chill the hell down. I need to definitely eat before, going walking. Now, that was actually something that again, these are things I know, like, hydrolytes, snacks. I mean, I go hiking and you always take hydrolytes and take snacks with me. I'm always eating stuff. Again, I just got sidetracked. And look, it could have also been the lives. I got a little bit, sidetracked with, holding the phone up, maybe not drinking enough water. So again, lesson learned. I mean, I think I did kind of clue onto this on Friday that I wasn't drinking enough water, and then I was taking I had to take hydrolytes in the afternoon. Oh, no, Friday. I said Saturday I was taking hydrolytes. So, bit by bit, hey, we learn from our mistakes, and I'm human, and no one died. But I just thought, yeah, I just want to share that. Like, I mean, I've never talked about anxiety before because it hasn't come up because I don't actually think I have anxiety. But obviously, I did on Saturday night. So yeah, I just wanted to share that and just thought, you know what, if you can get something out of that, excellent. If you just want to listen to me dribble, excellent. If you just want to say, oh yeah, you're a drama queen, excellent. It doesn't matter. I just want to share that because I know that some people will come and watch this on a replay later on, and that maybe you can learn from my mistake. Question. Yes, Craig. Have you ever read have you ever read or choose your own adventure book? Yes, I love them. Yes, love them. And I do a lot of pretend choose your own adventure. Like when I do my videos to upload, I sometimes say in my videos, like, let's choose your own adventure. Which way do you want to go, left or right? Let's flip a coin kind of thing. Yeah, I love those things. And there's some really cool, like, they're kind of like cards that you can get, like choose your own adventures, and you pick cards like, are you going driving left or the right on the highway? Yeah. Why did you ask, Craig? Have you done them? I remember reading those books as a kid. Was it called The Famous Five? Choose Your Own Adventure, or that's different? Yeah, no, I remember there was a books called Choose Your Own Adventure. They were great, and they were like, you read the front of it, and then you did a different adventure. So I would go back and read the other adventure too. It's quite interesting. Yeah. So anyway, by the way, how was your day, guys? Paul, did you see any whales? So yeah, so Craig, you used to read them. You should try to get your grandkids into them, because I know you can still get them. I have seen them, and actually, maybe it's a good note. I might get them for my niece. Hey, so actually, I want to share something really exciting. My niece, I think I might have shared somewhere along the track that we were babysitting some rats, some pet rats, because my niece, she's only 6 or 7. Her and her family have gone to Europe to see her grandparents, not my side, but the father's side. Fun side, another side trip, story. Her grandparents, my niece's grandparents, they're Australian. They've bought a barge that goes down the bloody, the canals, and they do all the locks. I mean, so they go for 6 months in summer and do that. And then 6 months they stay here in Kinkin or something. And they do lots of bike riding. So basically they go down the canals, they do the locks, tied up to the side, and then go bike riding. Anyway, so you've got here, water's too rough, didn't see whales today. Bummer. Tomorrow. They enjoy. So your grandkids like reading. Okay, well, that's great. Have you bought them that book? Because you've just reminded me that I'm going to try to find those books for my niece. So anyway, my niece has been overseas, and I'm a big postcard fan. I don't know, Paul or Craig, do you remember sending postcards or getting postcards? Can you remember the last time you got a postcard? Just curious. I know, completely off topic, but that's all right. That's me. Hey, I'm always off topic. So you hand the books down, you mean? Or we're talking about postcards? No, I think Craig's saying, yes, you hand them books down. So Paul said, yes, I remember them. Do you remember, did you used to send them or did you receive them? So I'm obsessed with postcards, right? I know it's not the generation anymore. You can't even buy them hardly. And if you get them, they're bloody expensive to send, or to buy them, they're expensive even. Like, I think I walked past a shop the other day, they were like $3. And I think to send a stamp in Australia is like $1.60 or something, nearly $2. But to send them overseas, they're even more. Like, they're like, I think it would cost $6 to send a postcard overseas the other day when I sent it. Just ridiculously priced. Anyway, but again, if you don't send them, you don't receive them. And I want to receive postcards. So I send them to myself. And hear me out, okay? I sound a bit weird. I mean, I send them to other people too. I have some particular girlfriends that will send me postcards and I'll send them postcards. But I actually send them to myself. So over the years on different trips, I will send myself a postcard. Like, for example, in Samoa, I turned 50, right? So I sent myself a postcard from Samoa saying, happy 50th birthday. Remember this moment, no complaints to be had, you're so grateful. Just, a couple of things of, encouragement about how I'm feeling about my life. And yeah, so that's what I do. But anyway, the postcard hasn't come. I sent some postcards from Paris. I went to Paris after Samoa. I've got them home already. But anyway, my story about my niece was my niece. I always try to send my niece postcards, right? And she looks at them and she goes, "Why did you send a postcard? Why didn't you just send a message?" So she doesn't get it, right? And she's only 6, right? And see, I'm trying to push my postcard joy to her because my uncle. Oh, hi, Nicole. How you going? Nicola, how you going? Hey, so Nicola, we're just talking about some anxiety I had when I probably overtrained and didn't look after myself. So you might want to have a look at the start of that. It's not a very long video. I'm probably going to talk for another 5 minutes and that's it. But I'm fine. But yeah, you might be interested to have a little listen to that anyway at the start. But I'm just talking about postcards. So Paul, you're missing the point. Yes, you can send digital ones. And they're electronic, but like the actual physical, no, I bet you I've got one in here in front of me. Hold on, let me just see. Like, oh, look. Oh my gosh. This is a postcard that I sent to myself from Taiwan. Now, if I could read my writing, I could read it to you, but I like write in like mumble jumble. I pretend that I'm a doctor and I just scribble. I can hardly read my own writing. But yeah, that's a postcard I sent to myself from Taiwan last year. But Paul, the point is, yes, you can send electronic one, right? But to actually be able to get a physical postcard, it's pretty cool. Like someone actually made the effort to go buy it. I know I bought it to myself, but like I've quite a few postcards and I sent them to quite a few friends. And, I physically went and bought it. It's like a gift, like, and people don't give gifts anymore, like souvenirs and stuff. Like we just don't. But, I physically went and I found the right postcard and I figure out which postcard should go to which person. And from Taiwan, I actually got 3 different postcards and they were all joined up together, but then you separate them. And then I sent like a message to my niece, like, card 1, 2, and 3. And then when she got them home, then she could join them together and see the whole picture. But again, she made the comment of like, why didn't I send it through like an email? Like Paul said, like, you could send them electronically. It's not the point. It's like the point, it's a gift. So anyway, as I said, my uncle back in the day, when I was a wee little child, he used to send postcards from like random places around the world that only a young Dora would go, where the hell is that? Like I was just fascinated with these places. I had no idea where these places were. And like I've still got one Pacific postcard from Rio de Janeiro, and it was in 1983 or something. I think I was like 6 or 7 years old. I would have looked at that postcard and thought, I have no idea where that is. Wouldn't even know where Brazil was, But I've kept that postcard, and it's like a kind of homage to like my uncle, and he got me into he loved travel, and I've taken over that kind of thing. Yeah, it's like Paul. It's more personal. Yeah, exactly. And Nicola, yeah, so you're making it a habit now for your children to write letters, exactly, and actually write in journals, exactly, because yeah, our writing skills are shit. Like I said, my writing used to be perfect. My dad was a school teacher, so he used to make us write, how now brown cow, in perfect lettering, and now I just scribble because I don't practice anymore. I actually sent a postcard to a friend. Actually, funnily enough, Australia Post here in Australia had free postcards that you could send anywhere in Australia. So you just got them from the post office and then wrote them and just they would be sent without a stamp because they were free. And they were also about mental health because they believed that someone getting a letter or a postcard that wasn't a bill is like a happy thing because, every time we open the mailbox now, it's just like, oh, shit, what's in there today? What do I owe? But, to get a postcard or a letter, physical letter that, like Nicola, like, the joy of, sending a postcard to a family member or saying happy birthday, like we don't do those things anymore. So anyway, So anyway, what I was saying, so with my niece, I sent a message to my sister saying, here's my proof of life because I'm looking up to her rats, they're alive still because I really don't like them. But anyway, they went home tonight, which I'm very happy about. But I said to my sister, I said, hey, can you kind of, encourage your daughter to send postcards? And I told her what your daughter, what she said, that, she thought, why did you send a postcard when you could just send an email or a message? I said, the value of, getting a written letter. Our uncle used to send us postcards and we used to love getting postcards from these weird places. So, and she goes, oh, yeah, fair call. And my sister and I don't get along, okay? So I hoped that she would, somehow, maybe she wasn't going to send me a postcard, send it to someone else, Anyway, my niece comes flying through the door to see the rats because that's the most important thing, the rats. And so she's holding all the rats and stuff. And then she yells out to me, she goes, did you get your postcard? And I said, no, I haven't gotten a postcard yet. She goes, oh, you will. So she's excited to send it. So anyway, I thought that was it made my day. It was so beautiful to hear that my niece was so excited to actually send a postcard to someone. and she's like 6 or 7. So I'm just hoping that tradition from auntie, from my uncle to me has now gone to my niece. And I hope I get some more postcards. So anyway, I just thought I'd end that on a a light-hearted thing, and maybe something to think about, because, again, getting a physical letter from someone is such a nice thing to do. Again, we don't do them, much, and I know it costs a lot of money to send post these days in, Australia Post. But again, it's kind of like the thought that counts. And so I don't know if I can leave you with Paul. Send me a postcard. I'd love a postcard. So I've actually sent some postcards to some of my YouTube friends. I've sent one to Jazz. I've sent one to, I think, Craig and Paul. You've met Doran, the source, that he jumps on the... No, actually, no, it wasn't Jordan. Sorry, no, it wasn't Doran. There was another guy, Jordan. His name was, his channel's Homestead Made Easy. So he's in Florida. I've sent him a postcard. Another lady, Izzy, the Izzy Experience, I think her channel is. So I've sent her a postcard. Tracy, what's her name? Life in the Wild West. I sent her a postcard. Yeah, and I've done postcard exchanges on Instagram, because I just think it's fun to be able to, exchange a postcard. I know it's very old school, but hey, I'm now 50. I'm old. But you're as young as you feel, right? So anyway, I just thought, if I can leave that with you, maybe Nicola, maybe you want to talk to your grandkids or your children about, your children about, sending postcards to someone. And you don't even have to go on holidays. Like, for example, with one of my girlfriends, I'll send a postcard from, if I just went, into Brisbane City for the day. It's only half an hour away, right? But I'll get a postcard, not all the time, but I'll send a postcard to her. And I'll get postcards from random places like Caboolture. It's just fun. I know. Why not? Oh, thanks, Nicola. So yeah, I just think it's a nice thing to do. Anyway, any questions? Any comments about postcards? Do you feel... Do I feel the same? No, I feel actually lighthearted and happier. I was actually resting on the couch before I jumped on the live, watching a series called 24, the Keith Sullivan series. It's many episodes. Anyway, and I always fall asleep in them. I'm just anyway, I was like, oh shit, I'm supposed to do a live at 8:30. Maybe I can cancel it. Oh no, maybe I can do it. And Diego's like, just put some water on your face and have a cup of tea. You'll be fine. I'm like, yeah, true. I will be fine. And I wasn't planning to talk for a long time. I just wanted to share a little bit of my experience with mental health, so to speak, with anxiety and panic attacks. Because I just thought it happens to anyone. And I didn't even think about it myself. Here I am talking about mental health, saying, I haven't really, suffered any mental health, maybe a bit down sometimes with different things that happened in my life. But I completely forgot about panic attacks and anxiety. Not that I'm medicated about it and have them very often, thank goodness, because some people actually live with anxiety all the time. I couldn't imagine. Or panic attacks. So, mental health is real. That's why I'm doing this walk for 30 Ks and talking about mental health. And they do say, if you talk about something too much, it can happen to you. So I am a little bit wary of that. Maybe I shouldn't talk about mental health so much, because the more I talk about it, more I'm bringing it to the universe. But at the same time, there's a reason for it. My friend passed away, or, is not here today because of her mental health. She made a decision that I wish she'd picked up the phone and rang one of these support companies. So I guess that kind of, brings it into full circle to reason why I've been doing these walks and why I will continue to do these walks. Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I didn't realize I was being that serious. Well, anyway, look, I appreciate you guys jumping on. And Craig, thank you for chucking in there about that book, because that book, I love Choose Your Own Adventures. I mean, the Dora in me, that's probably when my first, my adventures really started. It just gave, you read these stories and you just the possibilities. you could go that way, you could go that way. It's like a sliding door experience. So I can even see it in the way I'm talking now. I'm feeling a little bit more hyper. Now I've got to go to bed, guys. Now I've just got to chill the hell down. Don't worry, be happy. Yes, Paul, thank you very much. Don't worry, be happy now. Na, 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 na. Okay, I'm supposed to be chilled. Meditation. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I just need to share that, get it off my chest, really, to be honest, because I thought, you know what? I've been doing these walks and talking about mental health. I should share. So anyway, sharing's caring. I appreciate you guys jumping on. And yeah, Nicola, Paul D has a really good channel. He talks about, or he shares his experiences living on Phillip Island down in Victoria, a little island, and he shares his travels where he's been on holidays. And Farm Cow is Craig. I keep on calling you Craig. I should just call you Farmy, but no, Farm Cow is Craig. And both these guys jump on my lives and talk to me and just have a chat while I'm walking along. So Farm Cow is obsessed with movies. And sorry, I actually went on your channel, Farm Craig. I didn't see any footage on movies, so I thought you were sharing stuff on movies. I know you share a lot of stuff. Like I saw you share my videos, so thank you, in your community tab, Craig. And but I didn't see any videos that you kind of videoed. I don't know. Yeah, I was looking. I was like, sure, you said that you posted videos about movies and stuff. So did I miss something, Craig? Was I maybe loopy that afternoon and just did too much walking and I didn't see the right stuff? So Nicola, I actually met Craig on a live. So yeah, lives have been fun. I've really enjoyed them. I won't be doing as many after I finish this walk, but I will still do them because I think it's a really good way to kind of meet people and engage, share, talk. And yeah, I mean, look, in the future, I'd love to, invite people to come on the chat or not chat, on live with me. So you found Paul's channel? Yep. Cool. Excellent. He's one of my fellow Australians, and so is Craig. So we are the, Australia down under. Nicola, where are you from? You're American, aren't you? So Nicola, we only connected today, but she's been on a couple of lives that I've been on in the chat and stuff. So I was looking at one of her recipes today. It was beef and beans. Very tasty. Looked great. Farm cows. So Craig, what's your channel name, Craig? I think it's just called Farm Cow. Craig, can you put your channel name? Just go at, and then is that your email or no? So that's Farm Cow. So Farm Cow. No, is that right? Is that your? He must be. So actually, Nicola, interesting. I'm Malaysian. Apa kabar? Saya namanya Mutiara. Am I speaking that right? Because I sometimes mix it with Espanol. Did you understand what I said? If you're Malaysian, you might, but I probably didn't do the right pronunciation. Apa kabar? Saya namanya Mutiara. Yo comprende? I mix. This is my problem. So, Nicola, I'm actually half Indonesian. So my real name is Mutiara. I think you're familiar with the word mutiara. It means pearl. I mean, I think you know that because in Malaysia, there's a lot of big resorts called Mutiara Sari Resort. There you go. I forgot. That's right. But saya namanya, is that right? Or maybe it's a little bit different in Bahasa. So Bahasa Indonesian and Bahasa Malay are very similar. Yeah, it means pearl. So saya namanya. So my name is saya namanya Mutiara. Am I saying that right? Because some problem is I used to live in Mexico. and I'm shit at Mexican Espanol too. But then I mix sometimes. Ah, namanya saya. Okay, so I'm getting it the wrong way. Yeah. Well, it's really nice to meet you. There you go. We have something in common. I can't speak the language in common, but I like Malay food, and it's very similar to Indonesian. There you go. Very small world. There you go. Okay. So I went back to Indonesia the start of the year, actually. I hadn't been back for about 13 years. So I took my mum back. Yeah, it was a great experience. I love Indonesian food. You speak Bahasa. I also speak Indonesian dialect. Oh, okay. Cool. Mum's from Sumatra. Whereabouts are you from in Malaysia, Nicola? And you're living in Italy now? How cool is that? Did you just look that up, Paul? Or did you know? Have you been to Indonesia, Paul? You're from Kuala Lumpur. Oh, okay, cool. I like KL because obviously when you go to Indonesia, a lot of the time you went for. I'm based in Brisbane, so and Craig is. I forgot to say that Craig is based about 2.5 hours from me. He's in Stanthorpe in Queensland. So 2 Queenslanders, a Victorian, a Malaysian living in Italy on a live together. That's pretty cool. Oh, so you'll be going back. So were you like how did you end up in Italy? Yeah, fascinated. So, Paul, you've been in Bali many times. You've been to Brisbane a few times. Brisbane's a nice little town, isn't it? It's a nice little place. I like Brisbane. Yeah. It's a small world. Yeah, it's a small world after. How's that song go? Small world after. Okay, I'm going to stop singing. Shh, I'm calming down. This is my calm down. I'm having calm down tea. I'm having dandelion tea. I have at night time either chai masala or dandelion tea just to chill myself down because I'm quite a hyper person, okay? So anyway, but look, thank you for listening tonight. Sharing is caring, and thank you guys for realizing that I probably just needed to dump. Maybe that's what I just needed to do, dump. So thank you thank you for like letting me be your dumping ground. It wasn't that bad, was it? Oh no, I'll watch it later on. No, I won't. I don't care. Like I care what happens. No, not really. I mean, I do care, but I mean, I don't really care how I come across because this is me, no makeup. I had to put glasses on because I can't see properly. I can't read the writing. Yes, Paul. So if I'm looking here, I can see myself, of course, but I'm looking cross-eyed to look at what's actually happening in the chat. I can see Nicole Farm Cow, but I can't actually read what you said. So yeah, but it was interesting. I was watching someone's someone's video this afternoon, and they said they hate wearing glasses. They were kind of saying in their video that you shouldn't wear glasses because, when you're looking in a live or a video and you're connecting with people with their eyes, like it's more personal that, when you're wearing glasses, you're not really connecting much. And I guess that's probably why I don't like to wear sunglasses when I'm doing lives because you can't see my eyes. But do you feel like I'm connecting with you even though I'm wearing glasses now? Do I look like I'm connecting with you? Okay, if I look normal. Yeah, nice to meet you, Nicola. Thank you for jumping on. We'll catch up another time. I think there's a couple of stories I'd like to hear from you, like about, a little bit more about, how you've ended up in Italy. Sounds good. Yeah, Paul. Yeah, sorry, Craig. I'll go look after. Like, why? I was looking. I was like, how come I can't see anything about the video about movies? It was really weird. Anyway, I'll go check it again. Maybe I was just having a mental breakdown that afternoon. I didn't even know it. Okay. Thanks, Paul, for jumping on. Thanks, Craig, for jumping on. Thanks, Nicola. Nice to connect with you, Nicola. Obviously, Craig and Paul, I see you every day. Connect with you every day. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Have a good night. Good night. And probably see you tomorrow morning. But yeah, only for a nice, breezy, light walk. See you guys. And just remember, mental health can happen to any of us.